Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. In this great opportunity, allow me to make an introduction about myself. My name is Abdul Yongki Syaputra. You can call me Yongki, and I am from the second group. In this great occasions, allow us to make a presentations about ontology, epistemology, and axiology. Ladies and gentlemen, when we are talking about ontology, we need to understand what is the definitions of ontology in general, what are the definitions of ontology according to the expert or philosophers. We also need to understand about ontological flows, and we also need to understand what are the aspects of the ontology of science. And the last one, we really need to understand what are the benefits of learning ontology. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about ontology, the definitions of ontology comes from Greek language, ontos and logos. Ontos mean exist, logos mean knowledge. So, ontology is the science of being. According to the expert, in 1985, Surya Sumantri said that ontology is a discussions about what we want to know, how far we want to know. In other words, ontology is a study of the theory of being. In other hand, ontological study will answer the following questions. The first one, what is the object of science to be studied? What is the true forms of the objects? And the second one, how is the relationship between object and human perceptions, such as thinking and feeling, that produce knowledge? Ladies and gentlemen, in ontological flows, there are five stems. The first one is monoism. Monoism flow argues that there is only one. It cannot be 2, 3, 4, or 5. There must be only one essence as the original source, whether the origin is material or spiritual. And the next one is dualism. This flow argues that objects consist of two kinds of nature. And the third one is pluralism. The fourth one is nihilism. Nihilism comes from Latin word, means nothing. The term of nihilism was introduced by Turgenev in 1862 in Russia. And the fifth one is agnosticism. This understanding denies the human ability to know the nature of things, both material nature and spiritual nature. Ladies and gentlemen, the word agnosticism comes from Greek words agnostos, which means unknown. And the aspect of ontology of science, there are seven. The first one, methodological. Second one, systematic. The third one, coherent, rational, comprehensive, radical, and universal. And the benefits of learning ontology, it's gonna help us to develop and critique various existing systems of thought and helping us to solve the problem of the patterns of relations between various existent. And the last one, it can be help us to explore deeply in various scientific fields. Ladies and gentlemen, to more understandings about what we are talking, you may to read deeply our paper. Thank you very much for your attention, and the last I say Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Yanovaria. I'm from a second group and I will try to continue our material about epistemology. Epistemology is a branch of philosophy that will all issues surrounding human knowledge. And problem related to epistemology, the first is philosophy. Philosophy is branch of philosophy that seek to find the nature and thread of knowledge. And the second, method. Method as a method aims to regulate human to acquire knowledge. And the last, the system. As a system aims to obtain the reality of the truth of knowledge itself. Types of epistemology is foundationalism and coherentism, and the last, pragmatism. Method for acquiring knowledge, and empiricism and rationalism. Example of epistemology in daily life that relate to how we get knowledge. For example, we tell about a chair. The question, how can we know that it's really a chair? In the beginning, of course, we have knowledge and perceive the existence of chair through our five senses. After which, we began to analyze our mind, intellect, then category it into a science that discusses a chair. Okay, this is the practice of epistemology in everyday life, just like other thing. The last explanation about conclusion of epistemology. Epistemology is another name for mere logic with the content of the human mind, namely knowledge. Okay, I think enough for me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Dia Sapitri. I'm from the second group. I will explain about axiology. Axiology is a branch of philosophy of science that question how humans use their knowledge. Axiology comes from the Greek word axio and logos. Axio means a proper or worthy, while logos means knowledge. So axiology is a theory of value related to the usefulness of the knowledge that has been obtained. From the definition of axiology, it is clear that the main problem is about value. The value in question is something that humans have to make various considerations about what is being assessed. Axiology is part of philosophy that is concerned with a good and bad, right and wrong, and about means and goals. Axiology tries to formulate a consistent theory for ethical behavior. According to Bramall, axiology is divided into three parts: moral conduct, aesthetic expression, and socio-political life. The role of axiology in philosophy. Axiology discusses value theoretically, which is fundamental and philosophical, namely discussing value to its essence. Axiology is a branch of philosophy that analyzes the nature of value, which include the value of goodness, truth, beauty, and religion. Axiology is an aspect of philosophy that discuss values or morals that apply in human life. The main roles of this axiology is to give direction to human to do a better action. So, in general, it can be stated that the philosophy of science is a study of various phenomena that exist philosophically, which include three aspects of discussion, namely ontology, the nature of what you want to study or research, epistemology, how to get it, and axiology is what is the value of the benefit that can be obtained from the study. All axiological problems are always related to ontological and epistemological assumption. So, ontology, epistemology, and axiology are interconnected in everyday life. Okay, that's all our group presentation. Thanks for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.